Welcome back. Dale Myers with Vision Advance. Today we're going to talk about building trust in business and one thing that we all can do to move our businesses forward. Or on the other hand, many things we could do cause ourselves to lose, to fail, to lose customers. It's trust we're talking about. Right now, most of us are looking for some relief as it relates to our small business. We're in the middle of this coronavirus. Hopefully, getting on the other side of it. But for many of us, we hadn't gotten the help that we thought we were going to get. We're still dealing with the effects of this. And my story is not like a lot of you. My business has actually been okay, and it's been doing pretty well. And I wonder what was the difference. There were a few things, but I think about the number of people that refer me to other people. And the reason they do that is trust. If your business is thriving, it's probably because you've done a good job of building trust. And I haven't always been intentional about trying to build trust, but there are some things that we can do in order to do that. But most importantly, I think that if we're struggling, now some of it is certainly due to the coronavirus pandemic, and this was totally unexpected. But on the other hand, if we're looking to pivot, and some of us are trying to do some things differently, will people come to our aid? If you stepped out there and did something different within your industry or in a totally different industry, would people be ready to stand with you, to send people to you, customers, repeat customers? This is about trust. The lack of trust is your biggest expense that you can have. I'm going to state that again. If you lack trust, if customers don't trust you, it's having serious detrimental effects to your business. This is, in fact, one reason why many of us are suffering. I don't expect you to be perfect, because certainly, God knows I'm not. But we can be intentional about building trust. And again, it has an effect on how our customers feel, all of our stakeholders, your vendors, your suppliers. What do they think about you? Now, in a minute, we're going to talk about ways to build trust for our customers, ways to build trust in a workplace environment for those of you that have employees. But again, some other ways that this trust has cost us. If you think about, have you been delivering for your existing vendors, your existing suppliers? All of these things play a role in whether or not they're going to refer you to other people. What do they believe about you? You lose sales. You lose people. So when I say people, again, people in different areas, not just customers, but again, people that might refer you to customers. Your banking relationships. It's okay if you have been late. Many of us have. Are you communicating? Are you walking with integrity, being transparent in your dealings with all of the people, all of your stakeholders? So again, many of us that are able to survive, bringing it back to me, why is my business, in fact, growing? I built up a high level of trust. People are sending other people to me. You can do it too. So if I had to turn this, take a personal reflection, I guess you could say, what can I do differently? Well, my challenge, and it's also one for you, is to serve my customers so well. It's almost like to do something worthy of remembrance. What can I do that my customers will remember me for and will be waiting for the next opportunity to do business with me? What can you do? What next level of service? And sometimes it's not something that's going to cost you anything, but other than a little bit of time to go out and talk to them. What other things do your customers need? You don't have to create products or services and then try to sell it to them, to people. Talk to your customers. So now actually I kind of got ahead of myself. What we're not talking about are ways to build up trust. We need to nurture this, right? We need to nurture it and later on allow our customers to amplify it. So some ways to build up trust, and I have a short list. All of it's, number one, it's about engagement, and we've already talked about that. Are you in fact talking to your customers? Are you constantly communicating? And whatever constantly mean, is it daily? Is it once a week? Some of you are more than multiple times a day if you're into the social media thing. But are you engaging with them? If you're engaging, stop doing all the talking. Listen. Ask and listen. It's the listening. This is the most important part, is listening to them. What are their most important pains? What are the pains of their family members? The pains of their customers if they have a business. Think about your customer's customer, your customer's problems. And then frame it. Reframe the problem and make sure you fully understand it. And then now we're getting to the secret sauce, which is augment their reality. Help them to visualize a different future, a brighter future, based on some of the solutions that might be available. Now that you've done that, it's time for next steps. Help them move towards that desired reality. If some of these involve some services or products that you have, great. If it doesn't matter. If you didn't make money on the deal, it's okay. What your customers remember is that you move them forward. This is how you build trust in business. Move your relationship forward. Help serve people. So this goes back to what I said I could do differently. I need to do more things that are worthy of remembrance. And I'm going to do a couple more videos. I'm going to post some things because I think I do a good job. But if we frame it like that, because if I do something so great that 10 other people want to talk about it, wow, think about what I just did. So what are you doing to build trust? All right, so let me kind of recap, because the 5 ways to build trust. The first was be intentional about engagement. The second one was we have to identify our customers. Hopefully you know who your ideal customer is, because I'm not talking about any and everybody. You have to figure out who are you talking to, all right? Listen to that ideal customer. Listen. That's step 3, is listen to them. Step 4, we're going to frame the issue. Make sure that they are aware of what's going on. It's kind of like you're moving them forward. They're becoming problem aware, solution aware, and perhaps now brand aware if it's a product or service that you can provide to help them solve the problem. But you're moving them along the awareness curve is what you're really doing. And then step number 5 is augment their reality. Help them to see a better future. And then step number 6, you propose some kind of commitment. Take some actionable steps to move forward. You just build up a whole lot of trust. And for the record, this is about building relationships for the future. I'm huge on relationship marketing. I don't care about one-time transactions. That's not what I'm in business for. It's not so much that you need more customers. Sometimes it's, can you help your customers solve their problems in unique ways? Just commit to service. And I guess that would be my message for you, is don't lose out to your competition. Don't lose more customers. Don't lose clients. Lose banking relationships. Don't lose more stakeholders because you're not nurturing trust. Be clear in your messaging. Again, this is why we have to know who we're talking to, that ideal customer. Be clear on your messaging. Be clear on what your focus is, who you're focused on. Be clear on what you stand for and what you stand against. Now, we're also in the middle of this series of protests against the injustice that people like me are dealing with in this country. Many businesses are taking a stand there. So this is about be clear on what you stand for, because some businesses are going to benefit, others will lose, because people like me are getting tired of being taken for granted and subjected to treatment less than standard. And with that, we will vote with our dollars, which means businesses will be affected. So again, be clear on what you stand for and stand against. Forgive me if you hear the thunder and the lightning, and yes, it's raining, but I'm trying to finish this up for you guys. All right. So also be committed to massively serve your audience. All right. And then be consistent. Be consistent. So on that note, I will say this, guys. You can look forward to me being more consistent with making the videos as I try to wrap up in the rain here. I'll share with you some things that I've been dealing with, that we're dealing with as a family. But I still want to share my thoughts, and I will do that, share it with you. I will help to nurture the trust, to build the trust. This video has been about how to build trust in relationships. Don't lose because you're not nurturing trust. Yes, have a great product or service, nurture trust, and that becomes the wedge to push you through. It helps in the workplace, build trust with employees, across the spectrum. My name is Dale Myers with Vision Advance. If you have a comment, leave it in the link below. I'd be happy to speak on it. What are you building, or what are you doing right now to build trust with your team, trust with your employees, across your relationships? I'd like to hear about it. Again, Dale Myers with Vision Advance. Take care.